Good evening.
Good evening. How are we?
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Poorly Podface.
Died down a little bit. It was factor 50 at the weekend. All day, every day.
Clearly didn't work. Yeah, but the thing is, you only put the factor 50 up here. You didn't put it right. You'd run out by the time you got there. That's it. So yeah, I mean, what a way to kick off the season. Just sunshine.
Yeah, I thought if that was your first round with the club, you think you could play brilliant.
I mean, we had the usual sort of big downtime, but
yeah, I think considering the amount of entries there, those tracks out so well to get everyone through.
No, that's it. And the main thing is, like, I'd say probably in a couple of weeks' time, or no, next week, sorry, will be Spring Speed. It's going to be a completely different event. It's all about the sportsman races. So you'll be looking to basically get, well, I wouldn't say a little bit more track time, but we are there. I didn't realise till the other day that someone mentioned it's a 3-day event.
Yeah. It's Sunday and Monday. Looking forward to that. I like a 3-day. So it feels like there for a bit, doesn't it? There's also
Definitely.
You don't feel quite supported to get into necessarily water corners or
that's it. I mean, getting all the gazebos out, setting everything up for a 2-dayer is it's usually just a bit more annoying. Right, a few people are saying, am I deaf from the weekend, or is Paulie Podface really quiet?
Am I really quiet?
You are really quiet.
Why?
It's because he's not invested in a set of wireless earbuds yet. He's still running off the microphone. Are you on laptop or are you on phone?
I'm on laptop.
There you go. You got louder all of a sudden there.
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't press anything.
Well, the only way we know this works is if everyone hits the like button, then we'll know that Paul has certainly got louder. Anyway, usual stuff. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully everyone is good. Hopefully you've kind of recovered from a fantastic weekend. I'll tell you what, the lighting in here, the wife's going to be looking at me going, you look so old with the wrinkles and shit. But yeah, so the season has kicked off, of course. Dates are up on the board there. We've had pre-season training, we've had heads-up round on, and we've had round 1 of the VWDRC Championship. Next up will be Spring Speed Nationals, which is next weekend. And then the next big one, of course, is VWDRC Drag Days. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are planning on entering Drag Days, we desperately need your entries at the moment. We've got some decent numbers starting to build up. And I know a lot of people, of course, are waiting. Most probably, they're doing like this weekend, they've done Festival of Power. They've gone, I'll just get through Spring Feed, Once I'm through spring speed, then I'll put my entry in. That's kind of what we keep saying to each other, isn't it?
You can do it now with a deposit. You don't need to wait and pay or take a £25 deposit just so you can secure your place. We got an idea of numbers.
No, that's it. And again, once we get the numbers in, we can start planning the day. Because at the moment, we're kind of looking at a game. We go, right, we've got 2 days of competition to cover. How are we going to do the qualifying? How are we going to do the eliminations? Well, at the moment, it's a piece of piss because we've got quite low numbers. But if the classes start filling up, then we start looking at how we're going to do the Thursday. Obviously, the idea at the moment is to do Thursday qualifying with Friday eliminations. If we have full classes, then we'll start eliminations on the Thursday night because we need to start chopping that tree down a little bit. But again, we really need to get people's entries in. Last week I did a promotion for the heads up class. Just a reminder to some of the guys, because I know Joe Bisto entered Run What You Brung. And then I was like, dude, why are you not doing heads up? And he was like, well, I can't. And I was like, no, you can. I was like, drag days, you can enter heads up. You can have any engine. So the same as the beautiful guests that we've got down here this evening who are waiting in the green room. Dave Crowhurst with the Wanger, he can enter heads up. Jake Fronda with, hopefully by then, the V8 Golf, he can enter heads up as well. Or he can enter Index 12 or the bracket class, either one. I know Dave's sitting there going, no bracket, no bracket. Yeah, we can see him in the background chomping on Pringles going, hell no, hell no. Mind you saying that, we had Dave Henderson on last week, and we were like, Dave, would you ever do bracket? And he's like, no. And then the next day we got an entry for drag days in the bracket class. I think he pressed the wrong button as well. Yeah, I automatically kind of moved him over to the heads up. Although thinking about it, I was like, actually, he's quicker than me. So yeah, if you want to do bracket, mate, off you go, off you go. So of course, yeah, those are the dates coming up, and then um, that's the one thing I need to ask people. I keep thinking about this, and because I work nights, I think about this stuff as I go to bed. I write it down on my notepad, and then I get up at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, can't really post it now because no one will see it until they wake up. I'll post it in the morning, and then basically I just completely forget about it. If you are entering Bug Jam, can you please enter early? Now, as you have seen from last weekend, Sanapod have obviously changed stuff for pitting. I would like to say hopefully it's not going to last the whole season, but I'm going to hazard a guess, but that is the way it's going to be from now on. In Sanapod's eyes, obviously, by stopping, let's say, 300 crew members getting into the pits with 300 caravans or motorhomes, that's 300 sneaky hookups that did not get plugged in. That's 300 hookups less on the generators, which means it's cost them less in fuel. And obviously in your entry, you are specifically only supposed to have one plug to power, and technically it is to power your race operation, not your caravan, not your motorhome. That's the official wording of it. So yeah, just be aware when some of the events. I don't know what it's going to be like next weekend. Maybe next weekend we'll go back to normal because it's a sportsman event.
I can pretty much guarantee that Bug Jam will be just like Festival of Power.
Yep.
Just because 100%. Of the size of it.
But then the question is, if you do it at the Festival of Power, where is going to be crew camping? Because there is nowhere. Because you've got dance tents, you've got. I don't know where they'd put you.
No.
So I don't know where if they're gonna do it, where they will put you, or what will happen. So for now, I'm just pleading to people, if you're going to do Bug Jam, please enter as early as possible. Even if it's just putting your entry in now and doing the pay later, it just gives Ian a chance to look at it, because we've got the normal thing. We've got VWDRC, we've got Sportsman ET, and then obviously we've got the Nitro Funny Cars, and then new this year is we have Pro Mod. So even if we get 10 Pro Mod full HGVs, that's 10 more spaces that are taken up. And I don't want to get to a point where they go, right, we'll put Pro Mod and Nitro Funny Car in the area where you will normally be, and then we'll squish you down here. So if you're going to do bug jam, please enter as early as possible, even if it just means getting your form in, just so then we can say to Santa Pod Racers Club, look how many entries we've got. Can you please make sure this is good? It's a healthy entry. And then also, where one of the things I brought up at the drivers and riders meeting was, obviously, it's always contention. I was like, we pay for a 2-day race meeting, and we get a day and a half squished. Although we do get 7 qualifiers, so you can't really complain of that. But those 7 qualifiers are squished from 4 o'clock in 4 hours in the evening. Now, obviously, we've got Pro Mod now, which are going to add to that turnaround time. So I'm like, if we know we're going to have a lot of entries, then maybe they might look at helping, if you know what I mean. It's just one of those. We know what bug jam. We know what bug jam's going to be like, don't we? It's just one of those. There's nothing we can do about it.
I can't wait for that fun fair. My absolute favourite thing on earth.
I bet it is. Bam, 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 bam. Are you ready? The thing is, we never partner in it, so we're all good. We're all good.
What's for breakfast?
No.
Yes, please.
That's it. John Gallant says pit party first, though. Yes, pit party. Again, we still put your ideas in the comments. We haven't yet decided on what we're going to do for the pit party this year. So if you can think of something for the pit party ideas, we'll come up with those and see what we get. Now, of course, hopefully our sponsors really enjoyed the start of the season. Of course, you can see them on the screen. CG Motorsport, Dark Side Developments, White Label Consulting and Managed Services, The Car Kitchen, GP Turbos, Pro Race Engineering, Hangar 30 and Arctic Performance. There are 8 headline sponsors. And then, of course, we have a wonderful load of 30th anniversary. And I uploaded the wrong one there. And it should be Cirque Motorsport at the bottom there. But it's not there for some reason. Don't know where that is. But yes, I know. I made it as well. Now, before we get to our guests, of course, VW Sportsman, Jake Fronda is in the lead. Look at that nice and healthy lead there.
900 points.
That's not bad to start the season. You think some of the years, someone has won VW Sportsman with about 2,000 points?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. This is
Jake Fronda's on 900 already. And then VW Pro, as it uploads, there it is. Dave Crowhurst in the lead. He's in the background cheering now. He's like, yes, I'm a bracket racer.
I'm like, oh, look at that. Third. Third from the bottom.
Third from the bottom. Oh, unlucky, dude. Unlucky. Don't worry. Yes. Well, yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, I would have paid the £50 and argued it.
I probably should have done it in hindsight. It don't matter. Move on. It's cool.
That's it.
I still had a great weekend.
Now, of course, before we get to our guest, news in brief. Thank you, everybody who visited the VWDRC stall. If you picked up yourself some mugs, still available. We'll have those next weekend as well. They're also available in the club shop. You can buy. There is, of course, as Paul is wonderfully modelling there, the banners. We sold quite a few banners at the weekend. Now, of course, the air-cooled version, our T-shirts basically sold out last weekend. There is more on order. We'll have them probably not this weekend, but within the next weekend. Again, if you want to make sure you've got an order, go onto the website and you can basically order them as soon as possible, and you can pick them up at the track. If you don't want to pay the postage, you can just pick them up at the track. Abby will bring them along and they'll be in the truck with me. But yes,
thanks Abby for all the work with all the merch and the stall and everything. I can't recall seeing such a wicked looking bit of merchandise since I joined the club. This year looks amazing.
It did. I think the little stall we got off Judgy, it really helped. It gave people a focal point to go to.
Yeah, and it's not just another gazebo, is it?
No, that's it. Just want to buy a T-shirt, mate. It basically brought people in, and a fair few people of the general public bought the elapsed times as well. Hopefully, everyone that picked up an elapsed times has enjoyed reading it. And yeah, there's a lot of effort gone in by this person here, by Abby and the rest of the committee. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
the way it said that looks really well. It's really good, but I was sort of blown away with we actually had that. So, yeah, well worth it.
Everyone's abusing you for your audio yet again. It's like one minute you're there, next minute you're not. Yeah, you've got no touchscreen audio.
I've got a touch screen. See? Touch
There
it.
you go. It works. There you go. There you go. Right. Without further ado, should we get some of our guests in there? I didn't manage to catch Jake, but hopefully his audio is going to work. But what we'll do is we'll just fire them both in at the same time. There's one person. Look at him, looking all beautiful. And another one. Let's see if he joins in.
All right.
Evening.
Oh, it works. Oh, look. See, look. Jake was organised. Look at that. You can see the victory trophy in the background.
And the mugs.
Mine's
Oh,
in
yes.
the foreground now, look.
Oh, look at that. I said to Lee at the weekend, I was like, when we went down for the trophy presentation, I saw the victory trophy. And I was like, oh yeah, they're giving those out for the winners. Oh, I wish I'd won one. I mean, it doesn't really help that I lost, but you know, it's got to be on the goals to try and pick up one of them because they are lovely.
You'll get one. You're not thinking.
Just test this. Is that any better?
Much better.
Is
Didn't
it?
get all of it, mate.
I think you need to lose the beard.
Yeah. You won't be trendy then, will it?
No, that's it. Oh well. Right, Dave, you're in the house. Let's go through Dave. Dangerous Dave. Now, you joined the club many years ago now, and I still can't believe that your car basically once looked like this. Obviously, that wasn't you. That's Liam behind the wheel. But when you joined, it was an air-cooled powered Beetle, street Beetle as well, if I remember correct.
It was, sorry, say again, what was the last bit?
Was it a street legal Beetle as well?
Yeah, it could have been. I don't think it ever had an MOT when I bought it. No, it basically came from a friend. I bought it from them. And I had quite a nice engine that I'd taken out of a camper that we were restoring at the time. And I thought, I'm not putting that in there. So it sat in the engine stand in the corner of the workshop. And then this Beetle appeared and the two became mated together. And well, it just started from there, really. So, yeah, I've been watching racing since I was 18 years of age. Loved it. I think I started, it was probably 10 years ago now. So 39, something like that. And I just got really silly, didn't it? But yeah, no, it's fun. I like it. The air-cooled engine had to go. Went Subaru, as you know. Roll cage, got into Pro. Then discovered nitrous and wheelies and getting told off for doing too silly wheelies.
You're definitely known for your wheelies. I mean, obviously, I think this is your first incarnation putting some wheelie bars on the back.
Yeah. I went too far without wheelie bars. There's no doubt about that. I think at one point the bottom of the tyre was nearly 5 foot off the ground for about 60 foot. So it was, and when it came down, it made a bit of a mess. And it wasn't good. But I've turned that powering going up into going forwards now, and it seems to work really.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I've stopped weaving around the track most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Apart from when I'm racing Luke. On Saturday night. So yeah.
You're more than welcome to do whatever you want behind me.
Yeah. And it appears I did.
I mean, literally, we got back to the pits, and I hadn't even got out the car yet. And Dave come over, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Did it affect you? Did it do anything?" And I'm sitting there going, "I'm like, what? What are you on about?" And he's like, "I nearly crashed," and I was like, "Oh, you're behind me. I didn't see any of that."
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. I think, well, because I've crashed before, at the top, and I left in the left lane. And my car does have a tendency to go right because of torque twist from the motor. Bosh, there you go. You don't want to do that too many times in your life. So, when it does get a bit out of shape at the top end and you're doing big speeds or bigger speeds, it brings back not the greatest of memories. But yeah, I think that's taught me to be a better racer, apart from on Saturday night when I was chasing you. But it's just when it comes on boost, it's so, and it does sometimes want to twist the car about. So
what are you gonna do when we come to heads up competition at drag days, and you're basically heads up against a lot of fast cars?
Well, give it absolute death or glory.
Death or glory.
Never live, death or glory. I've got it written on the doors of my car. But if it does get out of shape, you've got to get off it. You just have, because otherwise you spend a very long time regretting it. So heads up or not, you've still got to think of your safety or not.
No.
But no, let's hope it's nice weather, nice and hot, loads of heat in the track, and it can be death or glory. Not certain death.
I don't know where you've gone, Paul. You're all quiet. We just see your lips moving. It's like you're a mime artist.
I'll try getting closer.
Yeah, that's it. We just want to see your forehead. Look at that.
Sorry, Norman.
It kind of works.
Is that a bit better?
That's
Yeah.
better.
Brilliant. When a few people saying about heads up, they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to enter because as fast the car is running." I don't think, apart from Dave Henderson, the first round of this year, the fastest car's ever won heads up because of reliability, doing rounds, red lights, missing gears, going too quick. It's not going too quick, but just not lasting the session. So
just braking. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to finish first you've got to finish, as the old saying goes. So, if you've got a 9-second car, you've got a chance. Even a 10-second car. I mean, then Chris Rawlins got to the final with like 11.9 something in his car, didn't he? 1 year.
Yeah.
So it's more than doable.
No, that's it. I mean, I definitely think anyone with a 10-second car should still be considering entering the heads-up class at drag days, and this is the reason we made the prize fund breakdown so good, so that you still got more. I think, if I remember correct, I'm sure you get more as runner-up in the heads-up class than you do for winning Index 12, and the same with like semi-finals and quarterfinals. You still get some damn good money just for going into eliminations. As Ed Keach said, Dave Lee finished runner-up in heads up last year, running 11s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, I couldn't get it. Didn't get that, mate.
Yeah.
Have
you got Paul? Have you got some headphones or some things you can put on?
It's just very faint.
It is. Anyway, there's another guest in the room as well. So let's flip down to Mr. Fronda, who again joined the club many years ago when he was driving this little beauty. Look how bad that photo is. It's that old. Dave will like this. Dave will like this. Look.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Oh,
that was the same engine that was in Ed Keach's car now.
Okay. So never raced or rallied. Well, at least it got used. At least it got used in your car.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's working on the wiring. Yeah, that was my work vehicle at the time.
I love it. Now, obviously, we always do it. Jake, obviously, your Instagram name is Only Pools and Horses. Some of the people may have only just met you this weekend. Let them know what you do as a normal day job and your other interests.
So my main job is I fix swimming pools, travel around the country, putting them in, sorting out problems, cleaning them, just do everything to do with them, really. And yeah, on my other side is horses. So yeah, last year after 40 odd years of riding, I fell off and snapped my neck, which yeah, thanks, mate.
You're welcome. I mean, I can't believe that it was probably like this time last year. You messaged me and was like, "Mate, I broke my neck," and I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah, that was a bit of a sad time, but I was fortunate, very, very, very fortunate, and yeah, back out again now. Apart from Sambo taking me in the Dodgems on Friday night and giving me a shaft up the backside. That
Sambo
kind of
gives.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, I owe you one. But no, woke up the next day absolutely fine, and yeah, seemed to do okay out of it. So yeah, but could have been another story.
I bet.
What's
I
his
mean,
danger? Cars are much safer than
so's
horses.
motorbikes and cars, to be fair.
Yeah, fair point, but, yeah.
Horses don't burn
They're a
you.
bit high, aren't they, horses, to fall off?
Yeah, they're well, yeah. Depends what you feed them, but
Imagine a horse on nitro.
well, a lot of the competition ones we've got are like that. I was an apprentice jockey for years
Were you really?
before I got fat and got into women and drinking,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I smashed my knee up
things in
and didn't end up racing, and then got into coach building, and then got into swimming pools. So it was a bit of a funny old story, but and then yeah, swimming pools, started getting
But
cars.
you say that though. It was just like, oh, I just switched swimming pools. We had during COVID. Everyone else is sitting at home. You're like, I'm in Spain. What are you doing in Spain? Well, boat needs a pool fixing, so they've flown me out.
That was Monaco, and then out to Miami. Yeah, it was another. That's another level. But
So are you a key worker if you fit swimming pools? To people?
well, this is an argument I had with a guy in Tesco's because he was got the ump that I was in there buying my lunch to go on, and he said, "Well, what are you doing with my love to swim top on?" And I said, "Well, I clean swimming pools. That's not really a key worker thing." I said, "But I've had 3 customers phoning up because they've chlorine gassed themselves and caused all sorts of problems, and our industry has been told that we are important to make sure that people don't hurt themselves. And everyone's at home with pools.
Damn.
If you're stuck at home and you've got a pool, you're going to want to use it, aren't you?"
Well, you've sold
If I was rich enough to have a pool, I would want my pool boy there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So posh pool boys, that's us. It pays the bills. There could be worse things.
You can't be a drag
stuck
racer
in a
and
lorry
be a
and
rich man, surely.
I missed that.
Sorry, mate.
I said you can't be a drag racer and a rich man, surely. I've had empty pockets since I started this sport.
Yeah, well, I don't
maybe
talk about
it's just the way I
finances,
do it.
especially on the
Well,
internet.
Well, this is why we've noticed, Dave, your clientele is like Audi R8s and stuff like that.
They have to be. It's I'm making phone calls for clutches today, and I'm not going to be even embarrass myself with telling you how much they cost. It's shocking. And
You're only not saying because Jackie's probably watching.
she might be, yeah. She didn't realise I was an international television celebrity, though, did she? Not up until tonight.
This is true. So, Jake, obviously, we've seen the caddy that you started off, and we saw you. That's kind of where we saw you from the tower, and we started nagging you. Then you come along with Nino, the good old girl. There she is, Nino Mark 1. I remember you rolling this into Ultimate Dubs, and on the side you had your little kill list.
That's true, yeah. That's when it was road legal.
Oh.
Yeah.
When was that? What year was that, roughly?
That was the last time I properly raced, which would have been 10, 12 years ago now, wouldn't it?
Right.
It's got to be like 2011, I reckon.
Yeah, 2 years before I got married. Yeah, 11 years ago then, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen you on the track when I've been there, and I think I've literally just about got 10 years or maybe 9, whatever, something like that. We
Yeah,
missed
so
the race. Yeah.
Well, I sort of ended up having a bit of a life crisis and separation, and got back into it all, and then got into horses again after 10 years out, and we did a bit of that with the wife and the family, and where we were living at the time, and we didn't have anywhere to keep the car, so the car just sat up literally on a trailer for years and years and years, so much so that when I picked it up about 2 years ago, when Nigel raced it for me,
Yeah.
I had to get all new tyres and everything on the trailer because they were all flat, literally rotten. So the trailer had a service, the car had a blowout. I put a photo up and Luke was like, "Yes, boy," and I drove it up there and Nigel raced it.
That's what we like. And then obviously now Nino is coming back with a new reincarnation. Some may have seen it. Obviously, Rob Judge at R&J Motorsport has been working hard on it. Now it's a big block Ford, isn't it? It's like a 7.5 litre.
Yeah, 7.5 litre V8 out of I think it's a Lincoln or a. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's out of a Lincoln. So it's a 69 or 70 Lincoln. Big block V8. I've gone a little bit more redneck on it, put a tunnel ram on it. Couple of 450 carbs. And Ford 9-inch rear diff. I'm pretty sure it's a 3-speed box. I don't know what it is. I basically bought a Bedford Rascal. Some bloke had a bit of a bad time and decided to chuck that in it. Drove it all the way back and stripped it out, gave it up to Rob, and that's where we are now with it, basically.
So that big block Ford was in a Bedford Rascal.
Yeah.
And you drove it home. I bet that was a laugh.
Yeah. It was a bit of fun. Apparently it had an MOT, but yeah. I'm not entirely sure it was a kosher one.
There you go. Daniel Hughes says he says it's possibly a Lincoln Continental Ford 460.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. He might know. Zach says Paul is literally like watching a badly dubbed Chinese film.
Oh dear.
See, my co-presenter letting me down yet again.
He sounds like
he's there.
underwater.
There he is.
I'll turn the mic all the way up, and that's as far as I understand these things.
There we go.
Oh, well, that worked all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I've got to thank Rob Lindsay, because actually he was the main man that got me properly racing, other than you and Jacob running up and down trying to sign me up. He's the person that put it all together for us, sorted the t-shirts out, and got us racing first time round.
He's
so
a good boy,
thanks, Rob. You are a gentleman.
He is a gentleman.
Absolutely.
Well, you're not having him back because he's our chef.
He's a bloody good chef. Yeah.
He does a banger. Adam Lee says obviously the big question: when is the car going to be ready? Well, unfortunately, that is going to be. I don't know if Rob is watching. Hopefully, he's not, and he's working on the car. That'll be the answer, won't it? I mean, if it's not a spring speed next weekend, would you look to do drag days with it?
I'm booked in for drag days, aren't I believe.
Yes.
So, and I'm booked in for spring speed. I've just got to switch class last minute if it's not ready. I'm hoping to pick up another car this week, so the AMG's going, just in case.
Oh.
Which should be raceable in either class, hopefully.
Nice.
I spoke to Dave about that the other day.
Yeah, I know what that is. But...
Could be a bit of a tool off the shelf, which would be nice.
He's got to find something on the shelf.
Yeah, so even if the car's not ready, then I've got I've got a contingency plan, hopefully.
He's actually gone out and bought a car. Look at that little beauty. Is that smoking
amazing.
because it's on
I
fire?
did. I just clicked that.
Look at that wing. Look at it.
I just love the different incarnations of the Wanger.
Yeah,
Obviously, like we started with this.
That's a
Then I
different
think
incarnation of
then we went there.
It was quite.
Then we
quick
just had this one.
No, this one
You were
is
doing-
before the last one.
Okay, you were doing
No,
big
we-
wheelies at this point.
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous back then. I thought they
Then
were
obviously
just
you got
the time wheel bars, but yeah, and that's.
Then you got the new front end,
Yeah.
and then the fateful look.
The unlucky green. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was door slammers.
Yeah.
However many years ago. That Fiesta with a Cosworth engine in it, I had knocked me out in that on that path, I think.
Oh, how rude!
Yeah, I know. Look at the tyre all wound up and ready to go, but yeah, he still knocked me out. So there we are.
Then we got a naked Wanger. So obviously, you went from a pan chassis to a full tube chassis.
Yeah.
Basically, what's your kind of goals now that you've got something so mental as what you've got nowadays? Because obviously this weekend you had a new turbo, and you just beat me.
No, no, just to go as far as I can push that Subaru engine now. It's the turbo that's on it now will make 2.6 bar of boost, which is basically where the engine's going to start lifting heads. So I can't push it any further than that. So what we've got to do is get everything all fine-tuned and working right, which takes a period of time. We put the big turbo on it. It's not gone any faster because it needs big cams. And if it's going to have big cams, it needs bigger injectors, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. And now we've found another weak point, which we never had before, which is the clutch, which I'm at the moment in the process of upgrading. Sorry, Paul.
I think he unfortunately said it's probably the gearbox next.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, the gearbox is fully refreshed this winter, but one of the only things that keeps the poor gearbox alive, though it's full of race internals, is the clutch management, which slowly releases the clutch on launch, which is why the clutch is taking such a hit. But it saves the gearbox, and clutches are cheaper than breakages inside the box. Plus, worst case scenario, you can change it at the track and go again, as you saw on Friday.
Or as you did here, we had clutch workshop for the day.
It blew in work though.
Squeak next to the
I loved it
all day.
It did.
My fingers are sore. Shut up, keep rubbing.
Whenever Jackie does
if I could have bought a new one, I would have. But it was a bank holiday, wasn't it? So it wasn't happening. But it needs to be upgraded. It's making too much talk now.
That's why we bring kids. It's fine. That's what we've got our kids for.
It's like slave labour, basically. Yeah. But no, Bit quite enjoyed herself. So and I did manage to run Jackie over as well on the. Hang on, what day was it? Monday. So 2 race meetings and 2 incidents, and I didn't do it on purpose. She just didn't move quick enough.
Got in the way.
Whenever I get into eliminations, Jackie throws herself under a car. I think it's shock. Is he actually in eliminations? He's not just been knocked out in the first round because he's gone too quick because he's an idiot. He doesn't understand bracket racing. But she's so shocked that I think she loses balance and all focus and just dives under a car. It's strange how people behave under pressure.
I still can't believe I was at national finals last year when she got run over by my Touareg, and literally you had the full back weight of the Touareg on her body with a VR6 engine in the boot as well, just because the Touareg's not heavy enough as it is. I still can't believe it. And she kind of just limped away, and then
Yeah, but she's hard, mate. She's from North London. They're all like that.
She's well hard.
The bike's butchered. I thought, should I take that bike? Hang on a minute. And I rode it around the garden a bit, and the back wheel nearly fell off. But I didn't. So she owes me a bike.
Rob Lindsay puts in the comments, don't blame me.
If you were here at this moment, you'd see a big silhouette of a frying pan coming around the corner.
Oh, you just reminded me, I didn't have a photo since you were talking about frying pans. I don't know if anyone saw Charlie Roberts' use of a saucepan at the weekend.
What's this?
I don't know if anyone.
No, I didn't see.
So he had an issue with the oil filter housing, and they couldn't stop it. It was just weeping, just that tiny bit. And Goose had a saucepan in the motorhome, and he basically put the saucepan underneath the oil filter housing, and then bolted it to the chassis. So it was like a little catch tray for the oil.
That sounds like my kind of mod. I like that.
Yeah. Well, if it works,
that'll work.
I'll try that in the garage. Get some.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it works.
I've got a bit of an oil leak on my engine.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Saucepans for you.
Brilliant.
Well, it lasted longer than his drive shafts.
Yeah, that was a shame. I felt for
Let's not
it.
go there.
Yeah. We've all been there. I was the drive shaft king for a good year, I think, until I put my hand in my pocket and just had to throw some money at some gun drilled, blah 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 blah, specially made by Martin Taylor, and we're still on it now. And
well, I mean, if Charlie's watching, he's probably shaking his fist, going, "They were expensive. He did spend the money on them. That's the thing."
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they did break. But the person he bought them off has very kindly now offered to make some new ones. So hopefully, all is good with the world. I can't find the photo. I must have already deleted it. Oh, gutted.
Yeah, it's all about when you're on the track and you've got appliances or things to use. You've got to make good of what you got. You know that being on submarines, Paul. You're a million miles from anywhere, and you've got to fix shit.
Yeah, we regularly fix submarines and saucepans. It's a well-known kill. Actually, you say that we've done like steam leak repairs with old bean cans.
I could just see it now.
Bean cans are bloody awesome. I bodged my turbo out of a bean can once.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly common fix, actually.
Strip it
out, put a slice down it, and then it's a big Jubilee clamp, isn't it? With a couple of
that's it.
Yeah. That's it. It's been done a lot of times.
Yeah.
Is my mic sounding better?
I like it.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. No, that actually works.
Yeah, a little bit. Right.
I've just got to stand here now. Like this.
Poised.
Holding this at a certain
that's
angle.
it.
Tremendous
beard.
It's not as good as it's not as good as my COVID beard, but that was just ridiculous.
I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm nearly 50 years old and I can't grow one. I've given up.
I can't cope with the itch.
Oh,
ridiculous.
It's worse than sexual diseases.
What kind of beards have you had?
Someone said, speaking of.
This is just one of those,
Jake.
just like one of those clip-on ones. I take my specs off, it comes off with the nose.
The sex toy and the wanger have paired up on Saturday. Who said that? Was that you, Luke?
Sorry, I didn't mean to lower the tone.
No.
Degenerates.
I always like it when the sex toy and the black wanger line up. Although Dave's trying to move away from the black wanger, he only wants to be called the wanger now. So I went up in the tower and made sure on the computer it says the black wanger on the computer.
Everyone said how near the mark it was many years ago, and it was a bit like. but it's just a silly name. That's all.
Yeah, well, Luke's a bad influence because I've been told to lose the bonnet, but I've also been told not to, so I've got to be a bit careful.
Oh, well, they're at the Confederate flag. No,
Yeah.
keep it.
It's a bone of contention in this day and age. 10 years ago, it was all right, but
yeah, 10 years ago, everything was all right. Now I get told off for 60% of the things I say.
yeah, but you're old enough now. The next thing you'll be in a home getting told off for stuff.
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly.
You can get the car name really close to the bone, but there is a limit. I think Huggy told me about this. There was a guy with a Mazda rotary powered Beetle, and he wanted to call it. I think it was going to be called the Mazda Mater, and they wouldn't let him call it
My my favourite Beetle was I think it's from the 90s, and it basically had on the door. It was just called Blowjob.
Have it. Bang. It's not a play on words, is it, that one?
No, that's it.
No.
Take it or leave it.
That's it.
That's life.
That's it. I definitely encourage everyone. All race cars must have names, and if you don't give it a name, when I'm in the tower, usually like the weekend before, the girls sit up there and they have to enter in all the names onto the computer so they're ready, and they'll be like, "Luke, this one's got no name," and I'm like, "Put this." So that's why every time Carl comes around, it's either Top Fuel Carl or the Cloud Maker, because that's what we put on the computer. You got to have a name. You got to have a name. Now, Jake, was last weekend? Was that the first time someone said that you had all your kids come and watch you racing?
Yeah, my eldest daughter Millie. I haven't seen her. Well, we have seen her, but we haven't all been away together. So that was the first time all three and her were together. And she's done a lot of superbike stuff. So she's been out in the pits. Her mum's does a lot of media stuff with the superbikes. So she's been out doing pit totty stuff with all of that. And she's convinced her to come along. And now she's signed up for the next race and Bug Jam. So she's coming out for the next couple of races. And it's actually given her a bit of a buzz to get her driving license sorted out and come racing, because she's really keen on getting involved with it all now, which is awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's what we
and
like.
The other daughter, yeah.
Carry on.
Now, saying the other daughters, she's got a 1990 Polo that we got last year. That's been restored. She's got a test at some point this year, so she'll be back on board. So in theory, there'll be 3 redneck races out there next season.
Nice. It's quite worrying when you say she's got a 90s Polo that needs restored.
No, it's pretty much there. I got it off. Do you remember Kerry Palmer from Northampton? She was in the VR6 Owners Club years ago, and we were hanging around with load. Yeah, we were part of the VR6 team big time.
And it was old. 90s was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's like oh, that was last week. No, it was.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? Yeah.
If
you still look at Mark III Escorts and think, oh yeah, I remember when and then you look at how old that car.
That's a bit swish.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit rusty. Well, actually, it's not.
I started working in a VW Audi dealer in 1988, 89. So it's like, oh my God, if a 1990 car needs restoring, what do I need?
Yeah.
Full restoration from the ground up.
Botox.
Thank you.
East Kent, not Essex.
The best one, you can have some sort of like posh tea and an avocado face rub.
I'm trying to keep young, eating avocados and things like that at the racetrack.
Some chili seeds, some flax seeds is what you want.
Don't worry about the 14 pints of Stella I drank the night before or whatever. Yeah. That has no effect on me.
It's good for you. It's vegan. It's just natural.
It's got yeast in it. It's a vegetable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which?
I'm avoiding all beer now if it's vegan.
Oh dear.
No, it's not.
No, we'll have none of that.
Hang on. Like, chips are vegan.
That's true.
Well, not if. Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
they
know.
go
I'm not
great with
going
meat.
into this conversation. I don't know
Probably
anything
do.
about
Probably
food.
do.
I can eat it. I offend people when I start talking about being vegans and this, that, and the other. So.
Oh well, let's not go there. We'll just keep it with the racing, of course. I'm reading some of the comments. There's Rob's in there talking about make sure they cooked in beef fat. Right. What else have we got in the comments this
That's not
evening?
about racing.
Yeah. They're all clear. They're all clear.
That's all good.
Where were we? That's it. So yeah, what we got? So Spring Speed next weekend. Now, Jake, obviously, if you said earlier you might be going to pick something else up.
Yeah.
You'll be dropping. You don't want to get to the point where you win 2 rounds of Sportsman and you'll be like, oh, what do I do here?
Well, I'm
that.
already at that stage.
saying that, you can run down into the 12s as well. How far? What sort of times are you hoping for with the new Mark II?
I honestly, I don't care. My brief to Rob is I want to do big burnouts. I want to make a lot of noise and maybe a wheelie. And that's
Speak
it.
to him.
Yeah, I know.
He'll like.
Sounds like my ideal weekend, really.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want the pressure of having to run time. I just want to be able to make a lot of bloody noise and a smoke, and that's it.
You have got the right thing for it, haven't you?
Yeah.
I remember after driving the Camaro for the first race meeting, which I did in that, which was the Euro Finals, and you've got to wear earplugs even when you've got a crash helmet on, because in the burnout, it's painful. It really, really is. The moment you're getting up to 6.5, maybe 7,000 revs in the burnout, yes, it's bellowing smoke, but it's huge, great tyres and this and that. But by the end of the weekend, you're gassed with all the fumes coming from the headers and death. But you've had a great weekend. But
I've got earplugs anyway because
they are.
I won't stop snoring. So
I mean, the Wanger's got a bit of it's quite, but it's not like a big block. Big blocks are just monstrous, the noise. But yeah, fun.
Well, Daniel asked you, Jake, is your motor completely stocked, or have you, any upgrades or?
Well, I've got the twin 450 Hollies on it and a tunnel ram. So that's the plan for now. That's what it's been built with. I've got 3 bottles of gas that James sorted me out with. So if I can get a pair of plates for anyone, and Dave said he might have a plate. I might have to find another one. Hopefully, mid-season, I'll be able to start putting some gas on it.
And then you'll really
don't forget.
Wind it up for winter, and I want to go Mad Max, stick a blower on it.
Oh!
So
you can't see.
Yeah, that's it. That's the plan. It's left lane only.
Sorry, Paul, didn't get it, mate.
One of those Hot Wheel cars with the engines higher than the roof.
Yes.
That's what we want.
Just you get funny cars. I want a stupid car.
Yeah.
I am so looking. Now, do you still have the spoiler on the back?
Yes. Yeah. Now more so than ever because it's rear-wheel drive. I need that. And I'm going to adjust the angle to get the wheelie right. You see.
Oh, okay. Are you running wheelie bars on the back? Are you running wheelie bars?
Not yet. I will when I get told to. But I'll leave that to Rob. I know nothing. The whole point of going with the VR, going with the V8 over the VR was I had enough of ECUs and programming on laptops and all of that. I just want to go nice, old school, simple, do it by smell and do it by sound.
Nice.
So screwdriver, left, right. In theory, yes, it's harder, I guess, but you know, how difficult can it be?
Yeah.
Well, the V8 stuff is a lot more like that, isn't it? It's more brute force and old school.
Yeah.
And it works.
That's it.
Whereas we have to do it with our tiny little engines by a lot of cleverness and technology.
Yeah.
And bringing someone in on test days.
Yeah, wheeling a man in on a trolley with a
that's
laptop and some cleverness.
Make work, make safe.
This go fast.
And that was my biggest problem, was sending files from SantaPod where the internet's crap, and then receiving files and uploading it again. It just didn't work for me. And you know, it was good, but every time I went there, it had to be bang on. Otherwise, you were just doing the same thing time and time again. Whereas I thought, you know, screwdriver,
different atmospherics and stuff like that can really change things with turbo engines and stuff, and they do need a bit of a tweak here and there. We've got different map settings on like a control switch, you know, for different, more gas, more boost, more this, more that, da da da. If it doesn't work out, you turn it back down. I don't like turning things back down though.
No,
it's not in my nature.
Sometimes less is more, apparently.
Less is sometimes more. You are right. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but apparently it's...
You can give it all the boost in the world, but then you think, well, it's just making me go like this.
Yeah.
So you turn it down a couple of clicks, you do a straight pass, and you beat your swervy pass, and you save money on fuel.
Yeah.
Jobs.
I've got some good fuel saving tips if you want them.
Sorry?
I've got some great fuel saving tips if you want them. Just don't put fuel in the car. It's much easier.
He said he's got a tip to save some money. Don't put fuel in the car.
Yeah. Don't have a car.
Well, don't leave on
Maybe have a bike.
Become a spectator. It's much cheaper.
Oh yes.
Paul and I do enjoy a cycling conversation at the racetrack.
We do, yeah.
Yeah. We like to dress in lycra. It's great.
Yes, we are those mammals, middle-aged men in lycra.
There really isn't. Yeah, I'm a mammal. Honestly, it really is a beautiful thing, Luke. I know you're looking quite dumbfounded at the moment. But let's change this over to talking about cycling.
I walked about half a mile to the pub to get dinner this evening, if that helps.
Oh, well,
you should have a bike in your cab. You can have a fold up one. Fold it up.
Couldn't I? But
yeah.
You can have a little Brompton.
All right, let's change the subject. The cycling thing's not being accepted very well, Paul.
It's not, is it?
No, that's it.
As well. As a new fan cycling.
The question is, Dave, do you leave your bike in everyone else's stuff? I've got a nice collection now. I've got a bike off Paul. I've got a bike off Jacob. I'm gaining bikes.
Leave bikes with me. Oh, can I just leave that there? And it's like, yeah, okay. Well, it's all rusted away now. So yeah, I don't know. People seem to think I like collecting bicycles. It's strange, but it doesn't matter because with Jackie, you know, you give it to her and she just throws it under a Touareg or something. So she disposes of them very well.
No, that's it. Now, Dave, you've been chatting. Dave, you've been chatting a lot with Paul Jackson. Not this one, the other Paul Jackson.
Oh, I wonder if this might come up. Yeah.
So, is there a bit of competition between you guys going on, or is it a competition aimed at a certain cabriolet?
Right, it could be a certain cabriolet, couldn't it? I think largely it's about a certain cabriolet, and whoever he wants to trample over to get to that goal. And obviously, I'll be one of them. And I'm a friend. Paul and I are friends. The Camaro used to be his car, so you know I've got to know him through racing and stuff like that. And yeah, he takes the mickey out of me, and I take the mickey out of him. And you'd often see this on Facebook, but no, under it all, we're just having a bit of a laugh. We're mates, and like to take the mickey out.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, really. I mean, Nick was at the racetrack the weekend. He was up in the VIP bit having a watch, and then he actually joined back up to the club. yesterday as well. So good to see Mr. Edwards back in the club.
I think
Obviously, Paul
I must really do that,
Jackson.
actually.
You are?
I've let my membership lapse. Abby reminded me on the weekend.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. Well, perhaps I shouldn't be here. Take that banner off, quick. But
Well, those points are gone,
it'll be
Dave.
really good.
Have
it'll
that
be
trophy
really
back.
You better get your secretary on it,
Abby,
Jackie.
back, quick.
Jackie, why is
Boy,
his
let's
membership
get
down?
admin
Come
on it. She's probably smashed out of her head on Stella.
No, she's commenting, mate. You're on it. She can hear
No,
it all.
she's in the comment. She's in the comments.
Oh, Christ.
She said, "Yes, Dave."
What did she say? Yes, Dave.
Yeah. So it's like Jackie. You need to do Dave's membership. Yes, Dave. Vodka, dear. She's on.
Vodka, dear.
She's on, yeah, I know. Well, I looked for the vodka and she's nicked it. So, yeah, I assumed it was there. But anyway, as for Jacko, I think he's going to do really well. I hope he does. And it would be good to see the car out, all talk. I remember when it made an appearance at a race meeting and, they were having a bit of trouble launching it and stuff like that. But, as we all know, that car's got massive potential to go damn fast. And I don't think it will take long to go around me because it's got the right gearbox and blah, 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 blah. But who knows? We don't know, do we? But it'll be fun taking the mick at Paul and generally abusing each other for the whole race meeting. That's part of it for me.
That's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the worst thing is obviously the dragster used to be his as well. So I know as soon as he's going to be there, he's going to be, why are you so slow? I used to do this. I used to do that.
Yeah. He's quite direct, Paul. He won't hold back. Oh, he's doing it again.
I've changed nothing. I don't understand computing.
There we go. I think your microphone's just a bit.
You're in the West Country, aren't you? You're in Bristol.
Yeah.
There we go.
I explained. Yeah.
That works, Paul.
So am I.
Yeah.
So am I.
The other Paul Jackson was vice chairman when I joined the club, and I got a letter saying "Welcome to the DRC," and it said Vice Chairman Paul Jackson. And I thought, wow, that's good. I've only been here. Been here a minute.
Nice.
See that car.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward.
I've used this exact same tablet for the last few weeks.
I think he's got enough. Except for the room that you're in.
That could
That's
be
probably what it is. It's in a Faraday cage.
I've got a fridge near me and some parts of Westphalia, so maybe.
There you go. Oh, well. But
Ed, just plug a headset in, like I've got a headset, Ed. Get a grip. Come on. I haven't got stuff like that.
So, Luke, can I just say something about obviously the Sportsman win at the weekend? Because obviously that's why we're all here.
Yeah, of course you can. Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
So, thank you, Nigel. Nigel Gregg, lastminute.com, came in and rescued me and said, yeah, drive my car. And that's first thing in the morning. And Skoda Octavia, 1.6 diesel.
Is it a DSG?
It wasn't DSG. It was an auto, but not paddle.
Okay.
It was just a normal automatic. And to be fair, it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the 2.5 second delay on the first light.
But that's where you have to finally tune your lights. Which light did you leave on?
Yeah.
First, second, or third?
A fraction after the second.
That's what I had.
Red lights
to get a good reaction time.
Yeah. And my reaction time was pretty good towards the end of it. But, you know, it just goes to show that anybody can take a car and come racing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a car.
100%.
You know, Sportsman Pass, that's what it's there for, isn't it? And you know, it's a really good way to get into racing. Really is.
Well, when the clutch started to slip on Thursday in testing, and Jackie turned up later on that day in her Golf, it was mentioned about quick get the interior out of that and slap a number on it, but she picked up her bicycle.
That's the good thing about it, isn't it? Yeah.
I wouldn't have been allowed, and I don't think the motorhome would really be ideal up the strip. But,
all the fun and all the experience without having to spend a bazillion pounds.
Yeah.
So when you launch a modern vehicle, which has got traction control and all manner of other nonsense, what do? Put your foot on the brake and foot on the gas and get off the brake a bit lively?
I just had my foot on the brake. I had it in sport, which is really sporty. Sorry, Nigel, but it is. And literally on the light, when my brain said go, foot off the brake, foot on the accelerator and go. He wouldn't let me do a burnout.
Fair point. Yeah.
Oh, them tyres are expensive, you know.
Well, I was trying to encourage him to do a burnout when he was racing mine. But
but yours is
and I did tell him because back in the old days when we were racing Nürburgring and Spa and that with the VR6 guys, I let him take my Mark III Synchro with a VR6. I had a Roadtrex supercharger on at the time, and I let him take that around the ring. And he dropped it in the carousel and smashed the shit out of the clutch.
Oh.
And that was it for me. I ended up having to drive that car all the way back from Germany with no clutch. And
how'd that work?
Ears, old school driving, listening, and
Run.
That's it. It was all good until we got to the ferry at Calais, and we just got that fucking ramp like that.
Yeah, it's fine once you're on the move, and you can get once you get past second, you're golden. But for like car park is a nightmare.
It was, and we had to wait and then get a run up and go for it, and literally launched it onto the ferry. And then we got to the other side, and I think we got the AA.
Yeah, we've had enough of this.
Yeah.
We've got back to Blighty. That's good enough.
Yeah. So yeah, I've still got one in the bag for him. So if I have to pull a favour next time, then thanks, Nigel. You'll be there.
Yeah, obviously you've shared out your prize money.
I don't know anything about the prize money. No, seriously, I didn't. Well, Abby said you got prize money, but I don't know anything about it at the moment. So
yeah, you should get
I
haven't got mine.
It'll automatically drop in your bank. Did you pay by backs or did you pay via card? If you paid by backs, then he's already got your details. So just check in your bank this week, and then some money will magically appear in your bank account.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, £10, Nige.
Yeah, that'll do.
They put all the money on the trophy.
Oh yeah.
My bank account has got Santa Pod written all over it at the moment. I've just signed up for Door Slammers, the main event. What's the next one? Spring Speed.
Dave, why?
Nitrous shop.
Why are you doing main event?
Because I can.
You don't do FIA meetings. You're shit.
It will break. You know.
It will always break. Always break. Every FIA meeting, European finals, main event, day one, first run, boom, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna. You usually every FIA meeting, you're gone home on day one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's see what happens. I'm in Pro ET. I'm in Pro ET as well. Say again.
You should come and do Comp Eliminator.
No, I can't, because it runs 20% methanol in the tank. It's got gas.
Oh, you got nitrous. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you got.
And it just, if you've got all that, then you should run a 6. And I've been saying that for years, but it just doesn't do it. He does an upside down stick.
No, I was thinking. Obviously, they've created a Beetle index now, but you can't run nitrous and turbo, so you've got to have only the one. Oh well.
Oh.
Oh,
And
well.
it won't spool that turbo without nitrous. I'll be going, and then it will go. So that's no good. So,
Oh well.
yeah. No, Pro ET it is. And no, you watch. I'll try and qualify in Pro ET. How about that? That's
Oh
about
mate,
all
if you do it, that'd be amazing. I hope you get past day one.
Thank you very much. But what I will do is I'll turn it down and I will try and bracket race.
Try and bracket race.
It's the new Dave. You want?
Yeah, Carl Goldsmith just replied, Pro ET friend.
Yes. Carl and I will be on the bank drinking beer Saturday morning. With Top Fuel Carl and Funny Car Dave. We'll
Yes.
the Pro ET. Bang! There'll be bits everywhere. Push them back. Get your race suit off. No. Okay, we're race fans.
Oh, that's it. That's
No.
Oh,
You
well.
watch. Herbie went all the way once.
He did.
He did. But he
We have had a few success stories in Pro ET before. Like I said, Herbie's gone there. Jacob got to the finals in European finals many years ago. Lost to what's his name? Henk something. Whatever his name was, the Dutch guy who basically he ran the quarter mile, beat Jacob, and I don't think he even stopped to collect his trophy because he had to go and get the ferry, and he was like, "Yeah, bye, I'm off," and just drove off. No, I'm looking forward to the main event. It's going to be good fun. Rob Lindsay says, "Well, at least they'll be there to tow you back with the Tuareg, of course." So,
or run you over.
Thank you,
One of the two.
Thank you, Rob.
no, that's it. Oh well, cool. Well, we've already well surpassed an hour, so thank you very much, gentlemen. Congratulations on the weekend being our number ones to start with. Do you know, Dave? I actually continued video in your run in the last run, and obviously Jacob launched. He snapped a shaft, and I just kept my camera pinned on you, and I was like, "He's going to break out. He is going to break out because Death or Glory never lift." And I'm just going to turn to Jacob sitting in the car, and I was going to go, "You won!" But you did well. You did was it a 968 and a 965?
Yeah, 300 off.
Oh,
and he wasn't even a bad reaction time for an old man, so and I was quite tired at that time.
No, that's it. I did get a message. I got a message from Ross Weir earlier, and he was asking, can he add an extra trophy to the end of the year? Of course, I was like, yeah, more trophies is more trophies. He wants to add, what was it? The package, the best package, shifting gear racing for the best package, which will be the best reaction time plus dial for any run in Pro or Sportsman over the season. Obviously, reds don't count. And breakouts don't count. Anything in qualifying and elimination. So he says at the moment, Jacob Bailey is in line with a 0.047 package from his semi-final run, where he did a 10.01 on a 9.99 dial with a fantastic reaction time. Obviously, Ross has offered to give that trophy, and I was like, yeah, of course you can. More trophies. Yeah. Especially at this year's dinner and dance that we're doing. We're moving away from the Jury's Inn. We're going to a new place, still in Milton Keynes, but we're going to have afternoon AGM, split apart. Go and get yourself some food and stuff in Milton Keynes, and then we'll be back in the hall for 7 o'clock, where the bar will be open, and then we do awards and dance afterwards. I think it's going to be a bit of fun this year, our dinner and dance.
Well, let's be honest, you ain't going back to Wetherspoons.
The wife's not.
I wasn't
That's
there.
Chav.
Did it get rather shocking last year?
She got barred.
Oh. How does that happen in Wetherspoons? Can you get barred from Wetherspoons?
Yeah,
My
you
wife
didn't
can.
do it at 7 o'clock in the morning and drink some instead of a tracksuit.
She got barred for asking for a Diet Coke. And they were like, we are not serving you anymore. And she was like, what do you mean? We are not serving any of your group anymore. She's like, and then she went on our old high horse. She's like, what? What? I work for Wetherspoons. Give me your name. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
Probably the same shit that they get every week from every random drunk person. And they were probably like, get out.
They weren't having it.
Yeah.
Dear.
Anyway, once the AGM stuff gets finalised, we'll give some more details out. But it's looking pretty good. So,
It is.
watch this space.
And of course, the elapsed times. If you picked up on the elapsed times last weekend at the Festival of Power, I did post about it a couple of hours ago on Thingy. Just let people know what you think about it, and hopefully people are going to pick up a copy. They are available in the VWDRC shop right now on the website. So if you do not have any plans on making it to Santa Pod Raceway this year, then go to the club shop. You can purchase yourself a copy. Abby will be posting in the private members group a link for you. It's like a discount code which will discount it's like a racetrack round here, which will discount the cost of the magazine, which means you're basically just paying the postage cost. Or if you're going to be at Spring Speed next weekend or any other meetings, you can pick one up completely free if you're a VWDRC member, or if you're watching this and you're just a fan of the VWDRC, you can pick them up. They're £2.50, and I think it's £2 for postage, something like that. But yeah, go to the VWDRC shop, where you can also get banners like this, just down there.
Or mugs like this.
Yes. Or mugs like this.
Like this.
You gotta win that.
Yes.
You got
Wrong way that way. Did the wrong finger.
They do look good. They do look good.
Probably are. I've got one. Jacob,
say that.
If
Yeah, they are good
Jacob
banners. They are proper
play in that in the final, if his drive shaft hadn't let go, but yeah, because we already talked about it. I said I'm going to chase you down, and he said that's all right. I'm going to make you break out. I said I don't care. You know I won't now. Because if I let off my car at the top end, it does strange things. So I just don't.
That's it. You haven't got time to be looking left or right at what the other cars are doing. You're basically just too busy holding on, going, ah!
Well, I'm holding the steering with my teeth. Ah! Like that. The only way I can keep
it's more than John's holding his steering wheel with, let's be
That
honest.
is 3 points of contact with the steering wheel. More than Mr. Crawford can manage. FFR13.2.1 alpha.
What was John holding his steering wheel with? That's what I want to know.
You are.
Like your dad when he used to drive with his knees.
Yeah.
Just like my dad then.
No, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Anyway, gentlemen, I got work in a few hours. As you can see, I'm still in the truck, and I've got to set off at 1 o'clock in the morning. John Crawford replies he was steering with Little John.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need a new race suit, Mr. Crawford. You've got a hole in it.
That's it.
Sure, they should have picked up his steering.
Yeah, a Nomex thong.
Chief.
I've still got the Nomex Mankini in the truck that made its way from the bus.
Oh dear.
We're never getting rid of that.
Just made that much.
Unfortunately, fortunately, you'll probably never ever seen it again. So, John Crawford said, "Cars mended cheap, so who knows?" There you go.
Wow, that's good news. Coil packs, excellent.
The thing is, I was filming the final, and he come under the tower, and he revved the engine, and I was like, "That's misfiring." I was like, "Even I can hear that shit." And that's why I went over to. That's why I went over to Jake's lane to film Jake. And obviously, when he won, I turned around. And you got Millie jumping up and down, going, "Team Skoda, Team Skoda." You never thought you'd be so excited about. She's gone from, what was it, what, British speak, BSB, super bikes to a Skoda.
And it's an estate as well. It is an estate car, isn't it?
I think it's a family wagon. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Flower power.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Right.
Apparently.
That's it. That's it. Oh well. Again, thank you very much for watching. Please like these videos. Do subscribe to, if you're watching this on YouTube, VWDRCTV. They've also been uploaded to Rumble as well. This is another one of the platforms of sharing them out now. And of course, Facebook. Just hit like, hit subscribe, and comment. Next week, the spots are empty. Someone wants to come join me and Paul next Monday. We didn't do it this Monday because it was bank holiday, and bank holidays are for pubs. Yes, they
Or
are.
racing.
Or racing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next bank holiday racing.
The next bank holiday will definitely be, of course, it will be for racing. So whoever wins Spring Speed, be it one of you two maybe, we'll get them on. We'll have a little chat about the weekend and try and learn a bit more about the cars. You are? Yeah, well, that's it. One day it could just be me and you just chatting away and some other sportsman racer.
Absolutely.
You never know.
It's unlikely,
No.
but you never know.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Dave, give us your socials. If anyone's watching, we know the VWDRC members will know who you are, but of course there are people who watch this on YouTube and on Facebook who may not know all about the Wanger.
I don't even know what you're talking. What is socials?
It's
The
social media.
Facebook page.
I've done really
Dave.
well up until that point.
Dave, you are TikTok famous, remember?
No, it's not because of me. It's because of Maddie Bissell, better known as Bick. She is the TikToker extraordinaire. I'm just the Burke in the car.
Exactly. But I've never been on TikTok.
On TikTok, it's Wanger Racing 281. I'm sure. I think.
There you go.
I think that's it. I don't know. And as we all know, it's Black Wanger Racing on Facebook. So that's as far as I can shut up, Luke. But yeah, there we go. That's about as techie as I get when it comes to these things. I don't know what hashtag means. Is it like a hashtag?
It took me 20 minutes to get signed up to this tonight. So yeah, I know what you mean, mate.
I was shouting at it, putting the Wi-Fi code in it. This laptop doesn't normally live here. This is normally at the workshop or covered in grease, so I have to give it a wipe down. But yeah, I shouted at it for 3 hours, getting the Wi-Fi code in it. Well, we were there, or I was there.
There you go. Well, you worked, but I mean, the gentleman down here who bought a brand new laptop last week, basically we've been going, what? The words you said.
I'm not particularly tech savvy, which is a surprise to a lot of people, I imagine. I am not good with computers.
You want a V8 and carbs, mate?
Yeah. Yeah.
He does.
Just drizzle some
I actually do.
Yeah.
It's been mentioned. Let's just leave it at that.
It's definitely on the bucket list, isn't it, Paul?
It certainly is, mate. It certainly is.
Jake, I don't think have you got any social media pages for your racing team yet?
Not
No.
really. Redneck Racing's on Facebook. It has been for years and never really done anything. And that's REDNEK Racing.
There you go. Go follow a page that is never updated.
Well, it will be now because I'm back racing. You see.
Oh.
And I'm going to give that to Nipper to sort out. So that's one of their tasks, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't do nothing like that. It's too much hard work.
Yeah.
So yeah, only Pools and Horses is my Instagram, but you only get pools or horses, no cars. I wouldn't bother following that. And yeah, that's it really.
That'll do. Well, that's about as much as Mr. Tech Savvy here. He created a Facebook page and then went, I can't be bothered with this, and deleted it.
Well, you can
It's
you can
hard
follow
work,
me.
let's be honest.
It's
It is
just
hard work.
pictures of beer and dogs and the occasional car. So they will, it's all just drivel.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
I mean, who'd have beers and dogs?
It all helps. It all helps. People get to know you. So there you go. Of course, mine just there. EFWD Luke, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us. Until
Sponsor
next weekend,
Door
gentlemen. You are?
Sponsor Door Slammers this year.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I should do that. Good reminder. Good reminder.
Need to
Boom.
give Luke a
Not
mention.
that
Yeah.
not that it helps any of us four at all, because
Not at
none
all.
of us are front wheel drive.
But yeah, Luke, I'm really proud of him for doing this. I've known Luke a long time. When he started this, it was it's established 2012 there. He's built this up to the point now where he is sponsoring a huge event, which is incredible. So, well done, Luke. I'm dead chuffed for you. Good stuff.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It costs a lot of money, but I wanted to do it, and the money that we've made off the raffles, I've just been putting aside. It's got nowhere near what it's cost to sponsor the Door Slammers, so please do go get yourself a raffle ticket. At the moment, no. This time they're £10 a ticket. The winner will get 2 weekend tickets to the Door Slammers, 2 seats up in the VIP gantry, 2 hats and 2 t-shirts, and then also the winner, to encourage racers to enter as well. I will pay the race entry to one of the front wheel drive cars in the front wheel drive class, obviously. So if you're sitting there going, well, I'm racing, so there's no point in me winning it. £10 to enter, you might get your race entry covered. If you're a fan, then literally you can become someone's best friend in the front wheel drive class, because you'll get to pay someone in the front wheel drive class their race entry. So if you want to do a deal with them and go, mate, I'll pay for your entry, give me £100, you can do that. So yeah, someone go and get yourself a ticket. They are available. European front wheel drive. You are?
Money saving tips again.
It is. It is. Well, everyone's got £10 lying around, so just go get yourself a ticket, and all that money just literally goes into the pot to pay for the sponsorship, and hopefully doing more, because obviously this is basically the English one. European front wheel drive covers a lot of stuff around Europe. For the past 3 years we've sponsored the German front wheel drive shootout, and we hope to do some more as we kind of get back from the old vid, because it's not like we're going to get to go to Europe, is it?
Some European visits.
Yeah, I'd like to, but I mean, you've probably seen on Facebook today, with a lot of the international racers letting us know that they're not coming over, and so
too much money with the carnet at the moment.
yeah, that's it.
I'm looking at that myself. I want to take the Lupo to Malta for a bit, but I don't know when or for how long or whatever. It's going to be cost effective. At the moment, it's looking like several grand just to put it on the ferry.
Yeah.
One
of the guys.
Is there not a car transporter that leaves? We've seen this before up in the Pro ET pit, in the crop circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just pay. You all put your money together to pay for a collection of vehicles. All of your vehicles to be taken over.
We did that for the Nürburgring a few years back.
You still need the individual insurance for the car, for that ATA car. I'm still trying to plough through the rules. I don't fully understand it, how it's going to work. So I need to keep going through that, because it does seem to be overly complicated. But, say no, it is what it is.
It is. Right, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. There is no entries for any events coming up. Don't forget, as we said earlier, if you're going to enter Bug Jam, please enter as soon as possible, just so we can give SPRC some idea of how many cars are going to enter, because as we said earlier, we've got Pro Mod at that round now, we've got Nitro Funny Car, and all the other normal classes we get. Pit space is going to be tight, so I just want Santa Pod to kind of know how many cars are going to be entering. Of course, drag days, please get entries in if you are planning on doing it. At the moment, we're trying to balance the books, make plans for qualifying and eliminations, and it's really hard to do when people are not putting their entries in. Use the £25 advanced entry to get yourself in. At least then we know people are coming along, and we'll go from there. But yeah.
Right.
Luke, sorry, one last thing. If we do a double entry, do we get 2 lots of spaces at Bug Jam?
Yes. Well, technically you get 4. Are you doing double entry for the same vehicle?
One is Sportsman and Pro. No, different vehicle.
So technically you would normally get at that point 4 tickets with each and 2 pit passes with each.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just having 2 cars there. That's just That's
that's the plan. So okay, cool.
Yeah, I definitely think when it comes to Bug Jam, if anyone needs some tickets and pit passes, I'll probably end up paying for someone just to enter, just so I get the tickets. In fact, the joys of having a stupid car that you basically cannot run without crew. If anyone does have any tickets for sponsorship, I basically need two tickets and a pit pass for every round of the season. So if someone wants a sponsorship deal, hit me up.
Not as good.
Hit me up.
I think we get it. So basically, when we finish talking, go on to Santa Pod Racers Club and enter Bug Jam, and go on to VWDRC and enter Drag Days. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Right. I'm going to go tuck myself up in bed. Gentlemen, you have been wonderful. We've learned lots about you.
Great talking to you guys.
About the escapades of Only Pools and Horses and Dave the mechanic. Go and hit him up at Audi Technic. He needs some money to pay for my clutch.
No, don't. I don't like
Dave. I'll be in touch.
Too old for it now. Too old and dishevelled, especially after these racing weekends. We turned up at the pod on Wednesday. But yeah, I'll be back to normal by Thursday of this week.
Yeah,
that's it. And then before you know it, we're going back again next week.
Yeah, we'll see you all next weekend. Yes, please.
Slightly.
That's it. I was just thinking, in a couple of weeks, you get to do door slammers, followed by back on the Wednesday. Are you actually even going home for those 2 days?
No, there's no point. I'm staying at your place.
Sweet party.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do door slammers, leave the car on the trailer there, go off on somewhere, and then come back and do some more. Yeah.
It makes sense.
I like being at Santa Pod, so why not live there?
Home from home.
Exactly. It's always nice to literally go through the gates and forget the world.
Yeah.
Right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. And we'll end it there.
Take care, everyone.